Cardiff is now a sustainable food city. It's been praised for its pop-up restaurants and street markets, plus the increasing numbers of people here who are growing their own food.
My understanding is what they're looking for, particularly, is evidence of change. Ways in which particularly different sectors may be working together, because that's a very important part of what Food Cardiff is all about. It's bringing people together from private, public, researchers, also people active on the ground. That kind of synergy that I think is really essential for change. I think that's the sort of thing that they're looking for, ways in which we've worked together, and particularly ways in which, we can't change the city's food culture overnight, but steps in the right direction. That's what it's all about.
And how important is it to get many sort of various different bodies on board, like the council, like the health board? What's their involvement?
It's absolutely crucial. If you don't get them on board, it's a non-starter. And for me, that's probably one of the most sort of pleasing and positive things about what Food Cardiff is, because the post of the coordinator, Katie Palmer, is being funded and supported by the council as well as by the health board. Look, those are the two big players when it comes to public procurement. Public procurement money is one of the major purchasing levers that we have when it comes to changing food culture. So getting them on board is a fantastic breakthrough.
And how much is it changing? How many more people are growing their own food and getting involved in this?
I think there's, pardon the pun, it is really a growing movement. It's been happening quietly for quite a long time. It never really went away. I mean, in Wales, I think, particularly, there's always been a sort of link to the land and lots of allotments. But you'll find, for example, here, when we set up this community garden, there were quite a lot of empty spaces. Now, I don't think you'll find any empty spaces, and there's a waiting list. So people are getting more and more interested in that actual hands-on thing of wanting to grow themselves, and then also wanting to know more about where their food comes from. And I've been involved in setting up the Riverside Market, which is the farmers market in town. So we now also have a small horticulture business on 5 acres of land, and we're selling our vegetables to people in Cardiff. They can get a weekly box, or they can buy from the farmers market. And we're seeing more and more customers. More and more people want the stuff, not only because it's sustainable, but also because it tastes fantastic. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about food, which is good for you and good for the environment, also tastes the best. So it's like a win-win,
Cardiff Council is trying to help increase the number of allotments in the city and help communities access land where they can grow food. Steve Garrett showed me what was growing at this allotment in Pontcanna.
What's actually growing now are the hardy things, the brassicas, kale, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, that sort of thing. Interesting, these are the kind of foods which are really full of vitamins. It's actually exactly what you need in the winter. And I think that sort of link between what grows and what you need, it just shows how nature will look after us, really, if we give it a chance. Over there we've got curly kale, we've got what we call a keyhole garden. I see onions, and I see some leeks are growing over there. We're in this transformation now. People are putting down their manure, they're getting the ground ready, start planting for the spring, and it's a lovely time of year. I mean, to me, it just feels full of potential, because it's getting that little bit of warmth today. We can feel it, I think we've come through winter again, and there's a lot. One of the beauties about this place is all sorts of people come here, all sorts of ages, all sorts of cultural backgrounds, people working together. It's at least as much about socialising and getting on together and getting to know each other. It's what we call, it's not only growing a garden, it's growing a community, And, that's a big part of what this is about, connecting people together. Of course, in the summer, people leave with armfuls of delicious stuff. Different types of fruits are growing over there, and berries, and there's lots of stuff to take home as well. But mainly, I think people come here to socialise and to learn. And of course, if you've not done any gardening, you come down here, hands-on, you realise it's not a big deal. It's actually, you're just letting nature take its course and helping it along the way, really.